Hello dear students. So today's our topic is class 11th का topic है बेटा, and that is triangle of factor addition. Okay, so we'll be explaining this triangle of factor addition. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay, so first of all, what is the statement of triangle of factor addition? First of all, let me remind you that जो ये triangle होता है ना बेटा, it's actually used to add two vectors. ठीक है ना बेटा? It's used to add two vectors. Okay, all right. Now what is the statement? आप statement देख लो बेटा. Statement is simply like this. तो statement क्या है बेटा? That's simply like this. If A vector and B vector they represent two adjacent sides पे triangle, ठीक है ना बेटा? Taken in same order. Taken in same order का मतलब है बेटा ये that tail of second vector must coincide with the head of first vector. All right. Then the closing side of the triangle taken in opposite order gives the resultant. Okay, closing side of triangle taken in opposite order gives the resultant. Okay, so closing side of the triangle taken in the opposite order gives the resultant. All right, ठीक है ना बेटा? अब आप यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. Okay, so concentrate here. Okay, so let me make a diagram like this. So here we have these are two vectors. हमारे पास दो vectors है बेटा. So this our vector A. ठीक है ना बेटा? This vector A. All right. Now this point is for example point A, and this one is point B. ठीक है ना बेटा? Point A and point B. Okay, great, perfect. This vector A. Now there's another vector. तो ये हमारे पास बेटा vector B. So for example, this is our vector B. ठीक है ना बेटा? So this is our vector B. Okay, and let's name this point as point C. So A and B vector are they form two adjacent sides of the triangle. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay. Now the angle between these two is also given to you. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay. When you define the angle between the two vectors, the angle between two vectors is actually defined as the angle between their directions. ठीक है ना बेटा? Like for example, vector A is दिशा में है बेटा, and vector B is in this direction, and the angle between the two that's equal to theta. All right. Now again, let's move back to statement. Statement देख लो बेटा. So how many vectors must be there? There must be two vectors. कौन-कौन सा vector है बेटा? A vector and B vector. They must represent two adjacent sides of a triangle. Okay. So that condition is satisfied. Taken in the same order. The two vectors must be in the same order. Now what we mean by same order? Same order means that the tail of the second must coincide with the head of first. That's called a same order. ठीक है ना बेटा? Then the closing side of the triangle. Closing side of triangle taken in opposite order. Okay. So closing side, यहाँ ध्यान रखो बेटा. Now there's closing side, okay? So this is the closing side of the triangle. Now this is the closing side of the triangle. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay, so this is the closing side of triangle. Okay, so let me rewrite for you. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So this is the closing side of the triangle. This one. And this closing side of the triangle must be taken in the opposite order, and this will give the resultant of the two vectors. So that means this is what R implies resultant vector, which is in turn equal to vector A plus vector B. ठीक है ना बेटा? This is equal to vector A plus vector B. Okay. All right. Now this angle, let's define this angle as angle beta. Okay. This one is denoted by theta, and this angle is angle beta. ठीक है ना बेटा? Now how many vectors are there? There are two vectors. कौन-कौन सा vector है बेटा? There's vector A and vector B. So this one is vector B. ठीक है ना बेटा? So this vector B and there's vector A. These two vectors, that's vector A and vector B, form two adjacent sides of a triangle taken in the same order. Okay. So the closing side of the triangle taken in opposite order will give the resultant. All right. Okay. अब यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So there are two vectors A and B. Now you know that the summation or the subtraction of the two vectors is a vector. Like summation or subtraction of two scalars is a scalar. In the same way, the summation of two vectors is a vector. So that means जो ये R है ना बेटा, that is a resultant vector. So it's a vector quantity. Now you know that when it's a vector quantity, so it will have both magnitude and it must have direction as well. Okay. So in principle, what we have to do is that we have to define the magnitude and the direction of the resultant. ठीक है ना बेटा? Magnitude and direction of the resultant. Okay. But before going to that, let me write down some technical terms here. Okay. तो यहाँ आप ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So what I will write down is this. So first of all, I will write simply like this, that is AB जो है ना बेटा, that's equal to A, because you know that the length of the vector is magnitude. So ये है vector A, AB is the length of the vector A, so its magnitude is given by that's equal to simply A. ठीक है ना बेटा? Then this is vector B, तो हमारे पास बेटा BC है, BC किसके बराबर आएगा बेटा? So BC will be equal to B. All right? Okay, AB is equal to A and BC is equal to B. ठीक है ना बेटा? Then what about AC? So AC can be written like this, AC is equal to R. AC किसके बराबर है बेटा? AC is simply equal to R. All right? Okay. Next, before doing any mathematical calculations, what I will do is this. I will make a construction here. यहाँ आप ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. I'll make a construction here. Okay, the construction simply like this. I'll drop a perpendicular from point C, and I will name this. I will label this as point D. Okay. So what I'm doing is that I'll draw a perpendicular from here and label this as point D. Okay. Now this is point D. ठीक है ना बेटा? So next what I'm going to do is this. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. What I'm going to do is this. I'll do a bit of mathematical calculation. यहाँ पे थोड़ी सी mathematical calculation मैं करूँगा बेटा. So you see that this BDC is a right angle triangle. It is a right angle at point D. So this is BDC, which is a right angle triangle, and right angle at the point D. ठीक है ना बेटा? So I will write like this. Here I will write it down in a right triangle. In a right triangle. कौन से right triangle है बेटा? I will define this right triangle that's equal to that is BDC. ठीक है ना बेटा? Now when it's a right angle triangle, so what I can do is that can I define the sine theta and the cos theta? Obviously I can define because the t ratios are defined for a right angle triangle. ठीक है ना बेटा? So let me define two t ratios. So one t ratio I will define here, that's sine theta. ठीक है ना बेटा? अब ये sine theta होता किसके बराबर है बेटा? Sine theta is equal to, you know that it's equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse, isn't it? Sine theta is equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. अब देख लो बेटा इस ट्रायंगल में perpendicular क्या है बेटा? That's obviously DC or CD. ठीक है ना बेटा? And what about the hypotenuse? Hypotenuse is equal to BC. So let me write it down here. So perpendicular के बदले हम क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? हम लिखेंगे बेटा DC. और hypotenuse के बदले हम क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? हम लिखेंगे बेटा BC, isn't it? So sine theta is equal to what? That's equal to DC divided by BC. All right? Okay, now this BC will be obviously there, it will be replaced by B. ठीक है ना बेटा? Because this BC is equal to B. So that's what I will write down here. तो यहाँ मैं लिखूंगा बेटा. So here I will write down sin theta is equal to DC के बदले बेटा DC और BC के बदले B. ठीक है ना बेटा? So this in turn implies that this DC is equal to B sin theta. BC is equal to B sin theta. ठीक है ना बेटा? Let's name this as, let's label this as equation number A. So this is our equation number A. This DC is equal to B sin theta. It's our equation number A. Okay? Because later on we'll be requiring this. We'll be substituting somewhere. ठीक है ना बेटा? So simple. This is a right angle triangle BDC. तो इस right angle triangle में हमने क्या define किया? हमने बेटा define किया sin theta, which is equal to perpendicular divided by hypotenuse. तो hypotenuse आपके पास क्या है बेटा? That is DC divided by BC. So BC के बदले हमने क्या लिखा बेटा? B. Then B will go here. So simply DC is equal to B sin theta. ठीक है ना बेटा? All right. Next, what I'm going to do is that in the same triangle, I will define cos theta. So let me define it here. यहाँ मैं define करने जा रहा हूँ बेटा cos theta. ठीक है बेटा? In the same triangle, I will define what? Cos theta. Cos theta किसके बराबर होता है बेटा? Cos theta होता है बेटा base divided by hypotenuse. किसके बराबर? Base divided by hypotenuse. ठीक है ना बेटा? Now you see that in this very triangle, the base is BD and the hypotenuse is BC. So I will write it like this. It is equal to BD divided by hypotenuse. And what is the hypotenuse? That's equal to BC. ठीक है ना बेटा? So cos का किसके बराबर आएगा बेटा? Cos का किसके बराबर आएगा? Cos का आएगा बराबर बेटा BD. I will keep it as such. I will write it as such. तो BC के बदले हम क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? BC के बदले हम B लिखेंगे बेटा. यहाँ मैंने mention किया बेटा BC is equal to B. So here I will write down B. All right. Now this implies that this BD is equal to what? It's equal to B cos theta. ठीक है ना बेटा? Simple बेटा. Class 10th का mathematics है. There's no rocket science in it. It's simple mathematics. So this is our equation number B. I'm sure आपको अच्छी तरह से ये समझ में आया होगा. We have calculated just two parameters. One parameter is DC, which is the perpendicular, and we have calculated the base, which is BD, and that's called B cos theta, and this one is B sin theta. All right? Okay. Next देखो बेटा हम करने क्या जा रहे हैं बेटा? We are going to calculate next the magnitude. Okay? So this was simple mathematics. Okay? So let's switch to this. हमें करना क्या है बेटा? I will write it down here. So we have to calculate actually the magnitude of the R vector. हमें निकालना क्या है बेटा? Magnitude of the resultant. That's R vector. इसका magnitude हमें निकालना है बेटा. ठीक है ना बेटा? So we are supposed to calculate the magnitude of R in terms of what? In terms of number 1 A, in terms of B, and in terms of theta. So we are supposed to calculate the value of R in terms of A, B, and theta. Okay? ठीक है ना बेटा? तो यहाँ आप ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So this is our triangle. Isn't it? This is our triangle. And what is this triangle? This triangle is simply ADC triangle. ठीक है ना बेटा? A right angle triangle. बड़ा वाला triangle बेटा. Right angle triangle ADC. अगर आप अच्छी तरह से ध्यान रखोगे बेटा, इसमें hypotenuse जो है बेटा that's AC. And what about base? The base is AD. Isn't it? AD is the base and perpendicular is DC. ठीक है ना बेटा? So what I am going to do is that I will apply the Pythagoras theorem in that very triangle. Okay, why the Pythagoras theorem? Reason क्या है बेटा? हमें ये चाहिए बेटा AC. ठीक है ना बेटा? Which is equal to R. We are in search of R. That is why. तो यहाँ आप ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So what I am going to do is this. I will write like this in right triangle. in right triangle ADC. ठीक है ना बेटा? In right triangle ADC. You can check it out again. So the triangle is here, that's equal ADC. Okay. So what I will do is this. I will write like this. I will use PGT. And what's PGT? Hypotenuse square is equal to what? That's equal to base square plus perpendicular square. ठीक है ना बेटा? Hypotenuse square is equal to base square plus perpendicular square. अब आप ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. What is the hypotenuse in that triangle? The hypotenuse is AC. And what about base? Base is AD and perpendicular DC. Let me read right here. छोटा सा ट्रायंगल यहाँ पर बनाएंगे बेटा ऐसे. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So this our what? This is A and this here D and this here C, isn't it? Now this here hypotenuse which is AC and this base which is AD and this perpendicular and what's this? This is perpendicular with DC. ठीक है ना बेटा? Now I'm going to substitute these values in this very equation in the Pythagoras theorem. So we are here. That's AC square. ठीक है ना बेटा? अब AC square किसके बराबर है बेटा? AC square will be equal to that's equal to base square. So base is what? That's AD. ठीक है बेटा? AD square plus perpendicular and what is perpendicular? Perpendicular हमारे पास क्या है बेटा? That is DC square. ठीक है ना बेटा? So the perpendicular here that's equal to DC square. Okay. So this is DC square. Okay. Let me write down here this here plus DC square. ठीक है ना बेटा? Now you check it out. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. जो AD है ना बेटा AD ये किसके बराबर है बेटा AD it's simply equal to AB plus BD. So can I replace AD by AB plus BD? Of course I can replace this AD. तो ये है बेटा AB और ये है BD. So what I'm going to do is this. यहाँ आप ध्यान रखिए बेटा. So what I'm going to do is this. I will write here AC as such. I will keep it as such. Okay, I'll keep it as such. The next state is AD. AD के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? AD के बदले लिखेंगे बेटा AB plus BD. ठीक है ना बेटा? AB plus BD whole square. Like this it is. Then DC square as such. ठीक है ना बेटा? DC square as such. Clear or not? Okay, I'm sure आपको यहाँ तक अच्छी तरह से समझ में आया होगा बेटा. Next state is like this. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So here it's AC square. ठीक है ना बेटा? AC square. Okay, clear? Okay. Now here we have A plus B. What I'm going to do is that I will use a simple mathematical identity जो आप सबों को पता होगी बेटा. And that simple mathematical identity even biology students को भी पता होगा बेटा. That's A plus B whole square is equal to what? That's A square plus B square plus twice AB. अगर आपको कुछ नहीं पता है बेटा मैथमेटिक्स में आपको तो ये पता होना चाहिए that A plus B whole square किसके बराबर होता है बेटा? A square plus B square plus twice AB. ठीक है ना बेटा? So that's I applied here. So ये मान लिया बेटा A and this is B. So A plus B whole square किसके बराबर होता है बेटा? A square. तो A square के बदले हम बेटा AB square. ठीक है ना बेटा? Plus B square. तो B के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? BD whole square. ठीक है ना बेटा? Plus twice. Next it is this AB multiplied by BD. ठीक है ना बेटा? आपको समझ में आ रहा है बेटा? I'm sure you are following me. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So plus DC square. Don't forget this DC square here. ठीक है ना बेटा? यहाँ तक समझ में आया बेटा? I'm sure आपको अच्छी तरह से समझ में आया होगा. So this is here AC square. Let me play with this equation a bit. So this is equal here. AB, I will write down here AB. I will rearrange these terms. AB तो पहले हम AB लिखेंगे. Okay, so let me write down here AB. So this here what? This is AB square. ठीक है ना बेटा? And then I'm going to write down this BD square. ठीक है ना बेटा? BD square as such. And then I will write down this DC square. There's a mathematical reason why. ठीक है ना बेटा? Then it is plus 2 times AB multiplied by BD. Okay, all right. Simply मैंने किया क्या है बेटा यहाँ तक? Simply there's a right angle triangle. I applied the Pythagoras theorem in this very right angle triangle. Okay, all right. So this is the Pythagoras theorem. Then AD के बदले हमने लिखा बेटा. If you clearly remember, this point is what? This point is point B. ठीक है ना बेटा? This point is point B. Okay. Now AD के बदले हमने क्या लिखा बेटा? AB plus BD whole square. All right. Then I use the simple identity that A plus B whole square किसके बराबर होता है बेटा? A square plus B square plus twice AB. Then DC square as such. Then rearranging these terms, reshuffling these terms. तो DC को मैंने यहाँ लाया बेटा. So this DC square plus twice AB multiplied by BD. All right. अब यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. Next what I'm going to do is this simple substitution. I will do simple substitution. यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा. So I'll get this diagram. तो आप यहाँ ध्यान रखिए बेटा. This AB is equal to A. So can I write AB equal to A? Of course I can write. BC के बदले में क्या लिखूंगा बेटा? B. BD के बदले हम क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? B cos theta. DC के बदले हम क्या लिखेंगे बेटा? This B sin theta. ठीक है ना बेटा? So that's what I'm going to do. So first of all, I will write this AC is equal to R. It's the resultant vector, so it's equal to R. Okay. Then AB, I will replace this AB by A. ठीक है ना बेटा, ए बी के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा ए, और बी डी के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा, बी डी के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा, बी डी के बदले लिखेंगे बी कॉस थीटा, ठीक है ना बेटा, और डी सी के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा, डी सी के बदले लिखेंगे बेटा बी साइन थीटा, ऑल राइट, बी साइन थीटा, ठीक है ना बेटा। आई विल सबस्टिट्यूट ऑल दीज वैल्यूज इन दिस वेरी इक्वेशन, इस इक्वेशन में ये सारे वैल्यूज में सबस्टिट्यूट करूंगा बेटा, ओके। सो दिस व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू, ओके, सो दिस व्हाट आई एम गोइंग टू डू, सो the equation is like this, AC पहले हमें है बेटा, so it will be equal to r square is equal to, ठीक है ना बेटा, like this it is, like this it is, AC AB के बदले क्या लिखेंगे बेटा a square, so I will write down what AC, so I will write down here AB के बदले बेटा a square, ठीक है ना बेटा, प्लस then next देख लीजिए बेटा, next यहाँ देख लीजिए बेटा, AB के बदले मैंने क्या लिखा a, BD के बदले क्या लूंगा बेटा b cos थीटा, DC के बदले b sin थीटा, ठीक है ना बेटा, okay, so it's like this, it's like this, so next what is there, so it is b cos theta, ठीक है ना बेटा, b cos theta whole square, b cos theta whole square, then dc के बदले b sin theta whole square, b sin theta whole square, ठीक है ना बेटा, b sin theta whole square, plus then it is 2 multiplied by ab के बदले a, okay, then bd के बदले बेटा b cos theta, ठीक है ना बेटा, okay, you want to check it out, you can check it out easily, AC के बदले मैंने लिखा बेटा R, AB के बदले मैंने लिखा बेटा A, BD के बदले B cos थीटा, DC के बदले मैंने लिखा बेटा B sin थीटा, ठीक है ना बेटा, ऑल राइट। अब यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा, सो concentrate here, okay, so this is the final step, we are going to kill it, यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा, so this is R square, ठीक है ना बेटा, so this here A square, all right, तो यहाँ क्या आएगा बेटा, यहाँ आएगा बेटा b square cos square थीटा, यहाँ आएगा बेटा b square sin square थीटा, so what can I do is that I can take this b square common, isn't it, so here it is, here we are, this cos square theta plus sin square theta, cos square theta plus sin square theta, बेटा आपकी क्लास 10th में पढ़ी होगी बेटा इक्वेशन मैथमेटिक्स में, cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1, exactly it's equal to 1, ठीक है ना बेटा, so twice a multiplied by b cos theta, all right, okay, so cos square theta plus sin square theta is equal to 1, so what I'm going to do is this, यहाँ आएगा बेटा a square plus यहाँ आएगा बेटा b square, ठीक है ना बेटा, a square and then b square, okay, then cos square theta plus 1 sin square theta is equal to 1, so b square multiplied by 1 will be b square, plus then here we are, this is here 2 times ab multiplied by cos theta, ठीक है ना बेटा। Now the final shot is this, that this is r is equal to, this will be here square root of what, it will be square root of a square plus b square, ठीक है ना बेटा, plus 2 times a multiplied by b multiplied by cos theta, and that's it, and we are done, finally we are done with the equation, जो ये है equation, for example let's label this as equation number first, okay, and what I will write down is finally this, that this equation number first gives you the magnitude of the resultant, ठीक है बेटा, आपके पास दो vectors हैं, magnitude of two vectors is given to you, a and b is given to you, theta is the angle between the two vectors that's given to you, okay, then we can do, what we can do is that we can calculate the resultant of those two vectors, all right. Now this a and b are two vectors, they generally represent two vectors, they can be forces, they can be velocities, they can be accelerations, fine, लेकिन आपको एक बात का ध्यान रखना है बेटा, and that's like this, that you can add vectors, you can subtract vectors but of same nature, for example you can add two forces, you can add two velocities, you can add two accelerations, it's never on earth that you can add a force with an acceleration, a force with a velocity, that addition is not permissible, that's not allowed, ठीक है ना बेटा, so here we are, so this is r, okay, so a quick revision of all this, यहाँ ध्यान दीजिए बेटा, so this is why from we started the lecture, okay, so today's class was triangle law of vector addition, okay, so first of all point number 1 जो आपको याद रखना है बेटा, and that is that this triangle law gives you the addition of the two vectors, okay, it is used to add how many vectors, two vectors, exactly, it's used to add two vectors, ठीक है ना बेटा, okay, now what's the statement simply like this, there must be two vectors, with vector a and vector b, the two vectors must form two adjacent sides of a triangle, they must be in the same order, these are the conditions, these are the preconditions, only then you can use the triangle law, okay, a and b must form two adjacent sides of a triangle taken in same order, okay, then the closing side of the triangle taken in the opposite order will be the resultant, okay, all right, ठीक है ना बेटा, so that's what I have done here in the diagram, obviously clearly there are two vectors, vector a, vector b, forming the two adjacent sides of a triangle, which triangle, ABC triangle, ठीक है ना बेटा, this AC is the closing side, okay, this in orange, this is the closing side taken in the opposite order, ठीक है ना बेटा, so this will represent the resultant, so our vector is equal to vector a plus vector b, ठीक है ना बेटा, Now for some mathematical convenience, what I'm going to do is that I will draw a perpendicular from C to the point D. Okay, so here we have in the figure we have two right triangles. Okay, one right triangle is BDC, another right triangle is ADC. ठीक है ना बेटा? In triangle BDC we have calculated two parameters BD and DC. All right? Okay, that's what I've done here. Now this simple basic mathematics, class 10th mathematics. Okay, you cannot complain here. It is simple mathematics. ठीक है ना बेटा? Next, what I'm doing is that in order to calculate R, I have redrawn the diagram here. I used PGT, Pythagoras theorem, then a simple identity that a square plus b square, a plus b whole square is equal to a square plus b square plus 2ab cos theta. ठीक है ना बेटा? Then simple substitution will do. ठीक है ना बेटा? A simple substitution, and finally here we are. Then I played with this mathematical equation a bit. This here cos square theta plus sin square theta equal to 1. तो finally आपके पास बेटा ये equation है. ठीक है ना बेटा? So this equation first gives what? It gives you the magnitude of the resultant. ठीक है ना बेटा? It gives you magnitude of resultant. All right, it gives magnitude of resultant. ठीक है ना बेटा? Resultant of two vectors. ठीक है ना बेटा? Okay, so next lecture will be on the direction of the resultant. So you take care of yourselves. Okay, so have a great time.